far. So we'll launch that poll. Thanks, Nice. The first one here is to answer these ones around on the lines of, where are you at with AI? So it could be we're not using AI at all. That's number one. Or two, we've used ChatGPT, but I'm not sure yet on how to master it. Or we're using AI agents, or we're using custom AI tools, or we're using AI for phone calls, or we've built or plan to build our own AI solutions. Just pop in the answers there that are best suited to you. Which one does it sort of fit? In fact, next time we might make those more multi-choice. We've got a couple of people coming in. Great. We'll close that out in another 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everybody, for your contribution. So we're seeing there, we've used ChatGPT, but not mastering it yet. We're using AI agents. So half and half around those ones. So fantastic. Thanks, everybody. Let's now can get into some of the understand of what's going on out there. Now, one thing's for sure, things are really changing at a rapid pace. There's no doubt about that. And recently, Klarna, one of the world's largest pervasive fintechs that supports companies like Nike and Macy's, they came out to share that they've recently started to utilize AI agents in their customer service division. And in doing so, the AI has replaced over 700 workers. Now, when we hear items like this, it's quite natural to have a response of fear, especially around that world of, will I lose my job to AI? And there's no doubt that there's going to be a large displacement of work, which I'll talk about in a moment. And the thing is that this is coming really fast. And this graph here starts to explain the speed of change that we're going to see coming ahead. This first line represents our compute power that as humans we've developed over time. Essentially, our compute power doubles every 2 years. And this one's called Moore's Law. However, Moore's Law has now become somewhat redundant in the age of AI and machine learning. In fact, our speed of impact, we're now starting to see a 10x improvement every year. That starts to get hyperbolic, and we're going to see as this next half of the year continues, what will come out with AI will become even more rapid in its change and its impact in the world as well. So now really is the time to start to understand AI. In fact, the World Economic Forum at the start of 2024 met world leaders gathered around together, and their major topic that they spoke about was actually AI. And the response that came back is that the prediction is that AI will have a 40 to 60% disruption on the global workforce. Now, that 60% disruption is actually on white-collar roles in first world countries. And it's the zone where originally they didn't think AI would impact first, but it is actually impacting there first. And so we're all needing to evolve with our skill sets from essentially what has been in life and in business around learning how to lead people to now learning how to lead people and AI. This combination of the two together will become a foundation of what is just normal for us. Now, reality check, AI won't take your job. And we're going to hear that being shared more and more frequently. However, AI-powered people will take out those that do not embrace AI. And so the opportunity now is to really understand AI and apply it so that you can start to progress forward and give you the security for the future. Now, this change that's occurring, although it's new with AI, the concept of this level of change, it's not a new thing for us as human beings. In fact, if we look at these two pictures, we've got picture A and picture B. In picture A, we see a farmer who's got 2 bullocks and they're towing the plow behind. And then picture B, we've got the farmer who's got this tractor. If you had to place a bet on who's going to be able to farm the largest crops this year, who would you place your bet on, A or B? Pop it in the chat. B, says Joseph. Great. Who else we got there? Buddy's got B. Erwin's got B. Yeah, I think we can all nicely back B on this one, can't we? Now, fundamentally, what's the difference between what you see in these two pictures? What's the difference? What's the difference between what the farmer's using? In a very fundamental way, what's the difference between the two? Fritz has got technology. Yeah. But it's the technology, the machine. Right. We could also call these simply as the tools. The tools are different. Now, they're technology, they're machines. In a very basic form, they are the tools. Now, I'm going to share a video with you, and I need to check if I have got my audio right. So let me know if you can hear the audio in this next video. This one here is Steve Jobs talking about us as human beings compared to other animals. At first, that we're quite inefficient, but when we get the right tool, we become very powerful. Let's enjoy this one. I think I need to adjust my audio. One moment, friends, as I do that one to make sure that you can hear it. Oh, to plug in to get that audio. So excuse me for one moment. Let me plug myself in. See, there we go. One moment while I get that one plugged in for our audio today, this morning. Okay. Back to our presentation. Start again. Can we hear that one? Jace, can we hear that one? Give me a thumbs up in the chat. I'll talk you through it. This is the only one you really need to hear the audio on today. Here Steve Jobs is sharing with us that there was a study done, and it was done to look at the. Let me go one more time. Let's see if we can get this one to work. I think you're seeing my speaker notes. This one's coming out. Interesting now. It's showing the speaker notes. Let's get these swapped over. Oh, I'm having fun with this one today. We're going to go without audio for that video for this session. Okay, so the Steve Jobs shared there was a study, and that the assessment was done on what was the most efficient animal, and what is shared is that the most efficient animal when it comes to moving is the condor, and that as human beings we came like 14th or 24th or something down on the list. But when they studied human on a bicycle, all of a sudden it was noted that a human on a bike far outpaces any other animal when it comes to efficiency. And fundamentally, as humans, what we are actually are tool builders. We're very effective at using our brains to come up with these more impactful tools that will get greater results. And so this is the mindset to approach AI with, is that in fact, AI is a tool. And with this tool set, we then need to look at, well, how are we going to use it? Now, I've got an analogy of a garden hose, and in business, I like to think about this as if you've got a tap and you've got your garden hose connected, and at the end of it, there's a bucket, and the game is to actually fill up that bucket with water. You turn the tap on and it flows through, you've got a win, you're getting the result you're after. Now, if it's a bit of an older garden hose, it's been around for a while, maybe it's got a few cracks in it, a few leaks, a few holes, and you turn up the pressure of that water, you'll start to see it spring a leak. Now, it's a little bit like in business. When a customer comes in, we really cherish that drop of water that comes through. We want to take care of it all the way through the processes in business until we get to a value exchange, which is the output. Now, most businesses, if you turn up that pressure, you'll start to see a few leaks, and we'll often try and plug those holes, and we'll start to change our processes and systems in our businesses to do that. And what I put it to you is that today, we've got new tools to help us review that, and it is AI. And we've got to look at, if we looked at that garden hose and we said, right, every time the customer moves through towards their ultimate value exchange, that we're going to see it move from department to department, like from marketing to sales to product and service delivery and customer support and IT and HR and finance, all the standard divisions within an organization. As we start to look at all those, we want to see that we can further improve the results and the performance. And so with this, we're going to look at today, what are some of the foundations of AI and what are some examples of AI, so that we can look at where this can impact us in our different divisions in our organizations. Then I'll take you through how to plan and implement the actual AI strategic roadmap. So you can kind of get this bigger view of the direction that you're heading. And then I want to take you into the 4 new AI roles in business that is really changing the way or the shape of teams and organizations in order to be able to apply AI at work. But who am I to share this information with you? Well, my name is Matt Kesby. I'm the founder and Chief AI Officer at GoTeam and Multiply Tech. And at GoTeam, we employ over 1,000 people. And at Multiply Tech, we build the AI tools to help empower the AI-powered people. So we work in unison together, and each day we're looking at new and better ways on how we can not just apply AI, but build the products to help you apply AI at work. We've been in the software development space, technology space for quite a long time, back since 2007. We also have an award-winning payments automation company out of Australia. So we're doing things at large scale to help organizations to deliver their results. This is not just a technology play, it's also a people play, where we say people and technology combined together. And so I've spent over a decade heading up the strategy execution practice at Franklin Covey across Australia and New Zealand, and in that working with global leaders in leadership development and managing and running out change processes within organizations. So I'm going to blend today with you both the people and the technology side in this session. Now, from a people perspective, I often think that when change occurs, there's this old saying, people don't like change unless it's their choice. That part's usually missing off the end there. And whenever we get a time of change, it brings up ambiguity because we don't really know what's going to come next. And in that moment, if we don't know, as a human, we often fear what we don't know. That's our primal response. It's a safety mechanism. And yet we can, and if we respond that way, we respond out of fear. But when we can acknowledge that we don't know something and we can choose to respond differently, then we can choose to respond out of love, which would to be inquisitive and think about the positive potential. And so I'll put it to you that how we actually engage with our team is really critical, that it comes from a position of love and not fear. And if you want to do that, it's more than just using your words, it's actually about the actions that we take. And there's the Gandhi paradox, which you would all know of Gandhi by now. And Gandhi shared one time that nothing you do as an individual matters, but it is vitally important that you do it anyway. And really what happens here is, as leaders, this is about walking the talk with AI and actually getting hands-on and starting to apply it. So I'm going to share with you some ideas of how you can get hands-on and actually apply it, and by sharing with you what we're doing in our organization. Actually, our journey with AI started back in 2020, and where we built a tool to help with the security of people working behind their computers. In fact, when everyone went to work from home, we had quite a protracted experience, about 18 months in Cebu in the Philippines. And one of the challenges when people work from home is the data on the screen protected. And we built a vision model with our ability to check twice per second if the person sitting behind the screen is actually the authorized user. So the way this one works is when you're sitting there, and here's a quick video, no audio, I'll talk through this one, is that with Virtual Access AI, what happens is it'll check on the screen using vision technology if the person sitting there is the authorized user. So it uses a vision model with facial recognition, like most of us are used to using on our phones these days. It'll check to see if that is the user. We'll just skip ahead a little bit here. And there it'll be checking to see if it's me, and if it's not me, it will then throw up a lock screen to actually protect the data that's on the screen. Now that was our first foray into AI. Today things change remarkably, and you might even ask why now when it comes to AI. And one of the big reasons for that is ChatGPT has opened up our minds with what's really possible, because we're able to, without programming, interact with an AI model, with a large language model, utilizing that chat interface. I don't know, for us, as soon as that happened, it was like, wow, what a breakthrough moment. How can we now apply this AI in so many different locations? So I'll give you some great ideas with that today. Now, I firmly believe that AI will soon become as important, as required as electricity to run our businesses. And, electricity it's amazing, right? But without the tool on the front end, without the device, the utility of electricity is very low. Just like ChatGPT, the language model behind it, without that chat interface, the utility of that language model for the majority of us is very low. And so we're going to find that there are more and more tools for us to use that are powered with AI, and it will become so useful for us that we'll have this new dependency on AI to help us run our businesses. In this video here, although we don't have sound today, so this is in May of 2023. So it's over a year ago. We built an AI to help us with the goal of improving salespeople's ability to ramp up quickly. Now, in this one, we get to practice with the AI. We role play against the AI on our sales presentations, and then afterwards, it will deliver us feedback on 6 key factors of sales, areas like clarity and product knowledge, audience engagement, structure and flow, handling objections, and closing skills. The AI will actually let us know what we did well and where we have a room for improvement. We say with this one, you can practice in private and win in public. So there's no concern about that public role play where we may feel judged, or we may feel like you're concerned or nervous about not doing well. All of that holds us back as human beings. And so in this example here, the AI actually gives us an opportunity to excel faster because we don't have to worry about our ego, not have our ego at play. Now, whether you've got B2B salespeople in organizations or B2C, these tools help us to practice with our approaches. Now, we moved on from there to solve another problem. And this is the way we like to look at it, is that AI is going to help us solve problems on that hose, that leaky garden hose with all those drips coming out. And if you've got a problem or a goal that needs to be further enhanced, we can build the tools or find the tools to help support it. At Go Team, we employ over 1,000 people. We usually have anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 people per week applying to join our brand. And so with that, one of the challenges is all this volume of beautiful people coming through. How do we interview everyone? How do we give everyone a fair opportunity to be able to apply? And with that, we've built an AI interview platform, Multiply Interviews, also known as the Interview Room AI. We actually connect that to LinkedIn for our job posts, and whenever anyone applies for a job ad, they can go straight to interview. Now, we've seen the speed impact for this one, and the cost impact is just remarkable, as well as the quality. Very, very rarely do we see the 3 sides of the triangle, time, quality, and cost, on any project or any goal all improving at the same time. We've seen in many cases here where we've seen like technical roles that are take on average 45 days to fulfill. We've seen the speed come down to as fast as 5 and even 3 days to fulfill roles. What happens is that the AI actually does the interviews and then does the full analysis for the initial interview before we then move through to final human interviews. Here's a video of this in action. The AI actually writes the position descriptions, it writes the questions, it even writes the answers to the questions, poor, good, and excellent, posts the job ad online, does the interview, and then each of the videos from the interview are actually available to be watched. They're analyzed and fully transcribed as well. So we'll see on the screen here that each of these questions has got the ranking, so excellent, excellent, excellent. And then from here, we can even look at the full results, the transcription, where the individual excelled, where they've got room for improvement, as well as qualification scores, behavioral scores, personality profiling, even the International English Language Test standards are assessed in this interview. Then from there, it allows it to rank the applicants and makes it much faster to access who are the top applying talent, way beyond just the resume approach, to then be able to reach out and organise those final interviews, saving a huge amount of time. Cost is also an incredible saving here. We see that these, like to run a job opening for a month, it's around about $20 and about 7 cents per interview, meaning that anyone and everyone can be interviewed and be brought into your pool of talent. Doesn't stop there though. If you there's a new term out there called AI agents, and some of you will have heard of AI agents. AI agents are quite new in the market to be understanding even just what they are. Now, an AI agent is an AI entity that does the work you do for you. And now it's not going to do everything, just to be clear. It's not going to take your job, but it is certainly going to enhance you in the work that you're doing. Here's an example of our no-code AI agent building platform. This one's called Raya Pro. And here we can create these AI entities. In fact, we use AI to write the AI in these ones. And once the agents are built, we can then build out workflows where multiple agents can be brought together in order to execute tasks. In this video, we also connected to third-party tools via APIs. The AI has been asked to write an article based on research from the internet. But it's going to do more than that. It's going to do the research. It's going to write a headline. It'll then bring on another agent to write the article, another agent to find an image, another agent to write an email, and another agent for Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn writing. They're all specialists in the work that they do. And we'll do around 6 to 8 hours of work now, actually, in about 60 seconds, 60 to 90 seconds, it'll do that particular work. And agents are not just there for marketing in this example. Everyone in every role can have an AI agent that's available to them. In fact, they can even pin them down here on, this is what we call our heads-up display or a Multiply Tech app. And you can put an agent right here so that you can talk to that agent and have it specifically trained around data for your position and your role. Have you ever had that time where someone comes back to you asking the same question, or you found yourself asking the same question on a regular basis? Well, now it's possible to connect an AI agent to your business data so that you can actually interact with it on a daily basis and have your questions asked and answered. Now, this is really just the beginning of what's possible. Here at GoTeam, we even build custom solutions. I know for ourselves, we build a tool to help people plan out the types of roles that they can have offshore. This particular strategic workforce plan, the AI will brainstorm up all the positions for you, and it will even write the position descriptions. It'll write goals, objectives and key results and KPIs, and take a lot of the heavy lifting away from that early stage of planning out and having team members, which is often takes a fair bit of time. What's also possible today are AI phone calls. In fact, we're bringing this to you in August, where the AI will be able to make phone calls and interact with people for things like appointment settings, support calls, even accounts receivable if it's collecting debts, or things like new employee onboarding are all available with AI phone calls. We'll also see coming soon this year, unfortunately we don't have the audio for this one, this is a fun mock-up, where you'll be able to interact with your own personal AI via audio. You'll just be able to talk to it throughout the day, ask it questions, and it will even suggest actions that it can then take for you to help execute within your work. Now, I've got a quick poll for you. Let's launch this one. With what you've seen, what is from some of these concepts, which one or more, if we can do multiple, I'm not sure if we can do multiple. I think we can only do one. We'll need to see if we can change that one nice for next time. Which of the following, pick one that stands out to you that you would think would be useful in your role at work. Just pick any one of those that makes sense, that would be useful for you. Great. And we'll launch that poll and share those results in 5, 4, 3, 2. Is everyone there? You're doing great. 1. All right, we'll end that poll and we'll share that to see what stands out as the highest most value add, sharing those results. And we see 18%, so support for marketing, AI tools to support salespeople, AI agents to support all roles, AI to bring focus and improve productivity, personalized AI assistant, 24/7 chat, and the data security. Cool. Great, pretty good spread there. Now, beyond this, I think we can see all these different tools, and before you know it, it can start to feel a little bit overwhelming with all the different options that are out there today. I think it's nice to step back for a moment and start to learn about some of the fundamentals. And these fundamental building blocks I'll share in a business definition versus in AI or machine learning definition. The first one is the concept of speech to text. So when I talk, the AI is going to translate that into text. Now that's really important because the AI is actually going to use the text to do its analysis. It's not actually using the voice. It's going to convert it first to the text. Then we have text to text. Excuse me. That is the ability for the AI to consume the text and then give a text response out. We also have text to speech, okay, which can be where we're putting text in and we get speech out, or technically in the language model itself, it's dealing with text and it's releasing speech back to us. We then have text and data analysis. So that's the ability for, once the language models have got the text in there, it needs to do the analysis for us in order to give the feedback. Another important one is our corporate data analysis. You'll find very quickly, if you've been using ChatGPT for a while, it's very useful. However, we need it to understand our particular world more. And so that's where we need to start connecting into our corporate or business data systems. Now that brings along all sorts of interesting challenges as a result, which I'll talk about more in the next slide. Specifically trained models. So your models, the AI models, you can actually train your own and have your own models hosted in your organizations. In fact, as of Friday last week, there are over 750,000 different AI models available for businesses to gain access to. Now, of course, you need a little bit more technical prowess to be able to deal with these, but certainly the world is changing with what's possible in AI. Now, there's another really big important concept here. It's called function calling, and it's the ability for the AI to take actions on different systems. Now, whenever we send a message from one system to another, we use something called an API, an application program interface, and it sends a function when it does so. And so it sends a message to execute a function. And so function calling is a really critical one, or taking actions when it comes to getting the most out of AI. But there's also vision, where we can enable these new models to actually consume both the pictures as well as video as well. So some other terminology here, of course, AI. What is AI? Well, that's your artificial intelligence. It's simulating human intelligence. And then we have machine learning. And machine learning is a subset of your artificial intelligence. That's where the machine is actually going to get smarter along the way by continuing to improve on the data that's available. Another word that we have here is a model. Now, a model refers to the representation of a system or a process that it can then conceptualize and use the algorithms to further improve. Then we've got the large language model. That's the one that most of us are coming across more frequently now through ChatGPT. What's powering the chat interface behind it is the GPT models, and these are the state-of-the-art language generation models. Now, developed by OpenAI for ChatGPT, but for the large language model, there are now hundreds of thousands of these available. ChatGPT, of course, is the one that we're most used to. We also have this new concept of an AI agent, which is a program or system that works on behalf of you. I like to define this one as an AI agent is an AI entity that does the work you do for you. I think that starts to open up our minds to what's possible there. Now, a more technical term here I'll share with you is retrieval augmented generation. We're going to see a lot of use of this term, or RAG for short, because it's RAG, or retrieval augmented generation, that allows the language models to actually work with our business information and bring these two together to bring accurate and precise data and responses back to you. And then the final one here in our terminology today is human in the loop. And I think this is a really important one because we are going to be supervising and leading and directing these AIs for quite a long time, I guess, until it's all fully automated. But for a long time, we are going to be the ones that are driving the AIs. And so this human in the loop approach where an input goes into the AI model, and that could be the text that goes in, it could be information from another system. It's then up to us to have a look at the quality of that output. And if we think the quality is too low or it needs some adjustment, us as human in the loop will make another adjustment, and then it will go back to the AI until eventually we get the high output that we need. Now, human in the loop approach is very much where we are from a toolset perspective. We'll be utilizing the AI and it will rapidly increase our results when we learn how to embrace it in full. But where do we apply it? Now, a few ideas shared with you so far. Every organization is different, and it's really important that we have a clear plan. Now, when we get into this space and we're thinking about a strategic roadmap, we've got a few considerations. Do we build or do we buy these AI tools, models and tools? Now, and importantly, is our data ready? Because AI actually needs that business information for it to be able to do its job well. If we don't have that ready, and most of us in organizations will have information in spreadsheets and documents and file folders and good old-fashioned paper and databases and different cloud-based systems, and it's just kind of everywhere. And so we need to start to look at how we prepare our data to make it more usable for the AI. Then we look at what zone are we going to impact. Is it customer? Is it profit? Is it revenue? Is it product? Or is it in another area? And so we start to get together a way to look at this visually. Now, we use a model that our business coaches, CEO Coaching International, have put together. We find this very useful. We've got a straight line for buy, dotted line for build. We've got colors for our data readiness and the different shapes for these business areas. And then we're going to come up with the ideas and plot them on this 4 quadrants. On the left-hand side, we see in this axis here to go from low to high in business value. So this is saying what's the impact on the business financially or from a differentiation perspective. And then on the bottom axis, ease of implementation and considering things like time and complexity and ability to get adoption. And it's either going to be low, really rapid, or high, might take 3 to 5 years. From that, we can start to plot our ideas and things like if it's got low value but it's quick to implement, you should probably start to that today, because if it's in the good value zone, you can get a few quick early wins and start to get a few reps up to inspire with what's possible. If it's high value and quick to implement, we really should do it right now, get that impact in the business. But if it's high value but it's going to take a bit longer, maybe do it later. If it's low value and it's going to take a long time, then definitely ignore it. Don't do it now. And you'll be able to start to plot your different ideas out here. Here's an example for us at Go Team. We've got quite a number of projects on board. Things like when it comes to improving the interviewing. Go Team is using the interview room by Multiply Tech to speed that up, or if it's content marketing lead generation using the AI agents. Very soon there'll be a live chat support. Things like having a knowledge agent for every team member that can be done now. But it'll go all the way through to some really advanced items like having whole life cycle sales agent management into the future. Each business is different, and so it's about coming up with what your AI strategic roadmap is. Now back to our garden hose analogy for a moment. That garden hose, if it's leaking or it's got goals that are not quite delivering what you'd like it to be, or you're going to turn up the flow, then we need to look at that garden hose as if we're going to cut it into each of its different sections of things like marketing, sales, product and service delivery, and so forth, and then plan out where it's going to be utilized. Now, we firmly believe that everyone will have their own AI to support them soon, and one of the good reasons for this is that McKinsey came out and shared that 19% of the week is spent on asking internal questions or searching for data. Now, that could be the AI agent, your own personal AI agent that's sitting here waiting for you to chat to it, to ask it questions and connect it to your business information. What's really useful in your planning for where to apply AI is to actually start out with dividing it up into these separate divisions in an organization and look at what's the overall overarching goal for that particular division and how is that goal progressing, and then look at what some of the challenges would be, brainstorm these ones out, and then from there start to look at what are the types of AIs that can support with that. Are they AI agents? Are there things like the interviews that will help? And so this whole brainstorming session is the way to start to apply this. We also have a range of questions that are helpful to screen around each of these elements to see if they're going to be beneficial and if you should progress forward or not. There are 9 questions, in fact. First of all, understanding which business area will you focus on. What's the process today versus tomorrow? What's the financial impact of the change? But also, what's the cost of the change? What are the risks of not changing? Should you build versus buy? How complex is the change and its adoption? And does the business case stack up? Also, how ready is your data? These are the screening questions that need to be asked at each stage. Once you've got clarity on that, it's then about jumping into implementation. And we like to look at this as that there's either a 5 or 90-day sprint, pardon me, and running an agile process in doing so. Now, when you run that process of implementation, it covers these gates. It's discover, design, deploy, educate, execute, and evaluate. And you can either do this in a very short period. In fact, you can, in some cases, do this as fast as in a single day. But in general, you'll want to do like a 5-day sprint for small implementations, and for larger ones, take a bit more time, like up to 90 days to do an implementation. And although I use the word sprints because it's an agile term, this really is a marathon, not a sprint. It's continuously looking at opportunities to improve and continuously applying AI and making the adjustments and optimizations along the way. There's this old proverb or saying, and that is, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And I believe very deeply that this is a team sport when it comes to applying AI at work. You really do need a team. It's a very different team from 3 years ago where you needed AI machine learning experts, and it was a very expensive process to make this happen. Today, the structure of the team has changed for most organizations. And there are actually new roles that are required to make this work really well. In fact, there's 4 new roles that all businesses will benefit from. And I really like to turn back to Jim Collins's work at this point. And he says, first who and then what. And it's definitely a first who time. It's time to look at who do we have in the organization to help us with AI, or who do we need to bring in to actually help get these implementations to work. And there are 4 key roles, and I put them out in this table here. It's a chief AI officer, an AI implementation engineer, a flow engineer, and an AI implementation consultant. The chief AI officer doesn't need to be someone with machine learning background, but they do need to have some technical prowess, a bit of their tech savvy, they like technology. They're also someone who's going to be able to look into the organization and see where there are areas for improvement and help guide the implementations that are occurring. Strategically look at where to actually start to have the impact and help build out the team and support the team in these implementations. Next is the AI implementation engineer. Now, this is someone who has got some programming skills. They've got the ability to connect APIs between different systems. And then the third one is the flow engineer. Now, a flow engineer doesn't need to know how to code. They do need to be able to be inquisitive, have a bit of process thinking, and they'll be the ones that will become masters of the no-code AI agents to build out the workflows to help support team members. But I actually believe that everyone will become flow engineers in the near future because the tool sets are getting easier and easier to use. And so everyone will soon, I believe, become like level 1 certified at flow engineering. And then, of course, you can go up to high levels of certification as well. The fourth role is actually the AI implementation consultant. That's someone who you bring from externally from the organization, often to help the chief AI officer. Now, the chief AI officer will be a dual hat role in most organizations. They'll be someone in a current position who's interested. They'll take on that role, and eventually, depending on the size of the organization, will evolve to being a full-time role as well. Now, I'm going to pull up another poll here. Which of the roles do you see supporting your business? Now, this third poll, or which one do you think you would like to see applied first? Because it might be just a radio button now. I don't think we can. Yeah, if you can, I'm going to post that one now. Which one of these roles would you like to see in your organization next? Just have a look at that poll there. Got AI implementation engineers, flow engineers, consultants coming through, chief AI officer, whole range of different roles. Fantastic. All right, let's end that poll now, and we'll share those results so we can see where everyone's at. Now, I dare say that next time we run this poll, if we've got the ability to pick more than one, chances are people will be picking more than one. But there's a great insight there. So, yeah, chief AI officer is a great one to start with. You'll then soon see implementation engineers needed, but flow engineers as well, and implementation consultants. Cool. Great stuff. Now, when it comes to building out your team, we're able to help you with that one. So at GoTeam, we help organizations in the United States, UK, Australia, all around the world to build out their team members in roles like marketing, sales, product and service delivery, IT, customer support, accounts, HR, the whole gambit. And interestingly now too, we're very much focused on being an AI first organization and upskilling people in utilizing AI. So if you like to build a team offshore, there's usually between a 60 to 70% cost saving just on salaries, but the big win is about how to apply AI at work to really multiply those results. If you'd like to learn more, you can check out, have a look at that link that will be shared with you in a moment, or you can take a scan from the screen as well. The next thing here then is really about upskilling, because the 4 roles that I shared with you earlier, there will not be an abundance of people with the experience because this is happening so rapidly right now. So this means it's time to upskill, and we've got 2 opportunities here for upskilling. One is flow engineering. That's available through our Flow Friday sessions, which happens on Zoom or YouTube or LinkedIn Live or soon Facebook Live as well, I believe. The Flow Fridays is all about learning how to become an AI engineer, and here's where it's available. It's available on our YouTube channel, AI Powered People, or you can sign up, subscribe for these ones to the Zoom sessions as well. All of the past sessions are available on our YouTube channel, AI Powered People, so that you can progress your career to become a flow engineer, which will be everyone shortly. So it'll become one of the most highly in-demand skills in 2024 as AI agents start to take on the world and help support people in the work that they do. It is a very powerful skill set to be adding to your repertoire. So I look forward to seeing you on the Flow Friday sessions. Also in the realm of upskilling is our Chief AI Officer Bootcamp. Now, this one is a 90-day implementation bootcamp. And we've got a couple of streams coming from this one. One is a live session where you'll be joining me and some of our team in a 2-hour workshop every week where we actually take on practical work plans of applying AI at work. You'll also get an AI assistant that's going to support you in your rollout, and you'll be utilizing and accessing all of our products at Multiply Tech and more to have a really high impact. In fact, as I go more detailed into the plan, wow, it is so powerful. You're going to have personalized AI assistants getting set up in your organization. You're going to have the ability to handle those interviews. Phone calling will be set up in your organization at the end of this boot camp. It's very powerful what you'll get out of it. Live chat support for your clients with AI-powered support will all be part of the program, what comes out. You'll even be able to see how you use AI to document all your systems and processes in your organization so that will further enhance the AI. Now, this is by application only to come into this one. The first of these boot camps will kick off 5th of August, USA Eastern Time at 7 p.m. We'll spend 2 hours together. We're hands-on in these small group sessions. We will also have coming up afterwards as well a in-person 4-day intensive. That will either be in Cebu in the Philippines or Bali in Indonesia. I'm going to let the groups decide on where they'd like to travel to. But if you're interested in this one, please email me, matt@multiplytech. So grab that email address if you're interested in that one, or you can reach out to me on LinkedIn as well. And just send me an email. Hey, Matt, I'm interested in the Chief AI Officer Bootcamp. And from there, we'll get in touch with you. Shortly, there'll be a phone call from AI to have a quick chat with the AI, and then we'll book a time so we can book a time to meet and understand your business more. I want to ensure that we can give you extreme value in the 90-day bootcamp, and that our plan is going to align to the impact for your organization. So that's why this one is an application process. It's a small group session, and what it will do is give you a radical step change in your organization with applying AI at work. All right, let's close this one out with the advanced version of the proverb that I shared earlier. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. But if you want to go fast and far, then we recommend you go with Go Team and Multiply Tech. Hey, thanks everyone for joining our session today. Looking forward to hearing from you. You can reach out to us if you would like us to assist you with helping build out your AI-powered people team offshore, or if we can help you with any AI tools or get your Chief AI Officer and your roadmap in place, reach out to us and let us know. Thanks, everybody. This session will be on again at the same time next week, so that if there's anyone in your organization that you believe needs to learn more about AIs to help you with the implementation process, then invite them to come along, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the next session. Bye, everyone. Have an awesome day. Power up your day with AI.